People talk about making foolproof recipes, recipes you could follow to the letter and you'll always come out with a good product, no matter what kind of a cook you are. But I like to think about how I could become a recipe-proof cook so that I can make the stew that's exactly right for the people I'm trying to feed today using the materials I have on hand and still make it feel like my own. One of the ways I do that is by reading a bunch of different recipes for the same thing so I can begin to understand the principles behind how this kind of a dish gets put together. For example, you often coat the beef in flour or seasoned flour at this stage to seal in the flavor and thicken the stew. I don't have flour today, so I'm going to use a starchy potato later on. The other reason to sear the meat, of course, is so that you can cook the onions in the rendered fat. For flavor in every layer. Do I make my own stock? Of course I do. Do I do it every time? Of course I don't. I'm going to use Sam Adams because it's a Boston beer, and I'm from Boston. One thing I love is the curry and the yam you get in a Jamaican stew. They give this little bit of sweetness. That's why I'm using the tomato paste, just for a little bit of sweetness. The folks I'm making this for are all about meat and potatoes, but I want to make sure there's some really good nutrients and some bigger flavors from vegetables in the stew. So I'm going to put some vegetables in so they lend their flavor and give their nutrients, but I'm going to leave them whole so I can take them out at the end. And of course, I'll adjust the seasoning at every step. Did you ever notice that some carrots are sweeter than others? So like even if it says 40 grams of carrots or 1 cup of carrots or 3 carrots, it's just going to taste different every time. The question is, do you know how to use flavors and techniques to make it look and taste good every time? Today's version is based on a recipe from New Zealand for beef stew that a friend from Ohio gave me, and it works beautifully.